Jake. I do photography, so it's like.
Did you do photography?
Yeah, I took that picture. Can you see that background thing?
Yeah. I can see with the lighthouse.
Yeah.
Did you take that one? Where is that?
That's on the Oregon coast. It's called the Head Lighthouse.
So what, did you start photography or did you start nursing first?
Nursing.
Is it? So what? Okay, so welcome to the podcast. I think you watched some episode, maybe not. International podcast in between us. Maybe it's going to be released or not. It's more for everyone to know who is behind everyone's name. Oh, you change your background again. So if you want to present yourself the way you would like to, and then because you got an interesting background and you've been in the community for as long as me, I think so.
Yeah,
I've been here for a while. Yeah. So go on, your turn.
Sorry, what would you ask me? I didn't even hear you.
Sorry, mate. Just present yourself.
So I'm Jamie. I've been in the CYPRX community, I think 2.5 years. I don't remember when you started. I wanted to get into trading. Like, I'm currently a nurse. I'm a traveling nurse. My wife and I, we travel nurse together. We've been on the road for about 5 years now. So I'm trying to find something to expand on, money making and a journey through, just a successful future. So getting into trading. Well, I've been into trading.
How did you go into trading?
A few years ago, I dabbled in crypto in 2018, and I was just dumb, just chasing dumb cryptos and lost money that I didn't have at the time. So that really sucked. And then
when was that?
Probably 2018. I literally, if I would have just bought something and just held it, I would have probably made quite a bit of money. But you're just dumb. You're chasing that money.
The up and down, the pop and down.
Yeah,
so
you sell it when it's retail. You buy high, sell low because that bull crap.
I think we all went through that.
Yeah, and then Justin's one of my best friends. So he found CYPRX. You interviewed him already. So he found him. He thought it was some stupid Casper Labs, coin from Cyprus, but it's really
trading is a scam for him. Forex is a scam.
So Justin steered me that way, and then I joined a couple months after, though.
How do you think your journey is compared to his? Because you've been there for quite a while. You've been starting with GJ, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. Then you moved to GU. Did you move to GU? Then you went on.
Yeah, a little bit of GU, but mainly GJ.
Yeah, and then after you moved to features, I saw that.
Yeah.
Well, what was the evolution in this?
Honestly, I'm not too sure. So I started with GJ because, Cyprus's program, the 2.0 content, he pretty much just traded GJ most of the time. Mm-hmm. So I was on that for quite a while. And then I just didn't like it. I feel like it was super volatile up and down, and it's kind of crazy. Emiliano is super good at it. He's amazing at it. But it just wasn't for me. I needed something that was a little bit slower pace. So I went to EU for a little bit. And then I kind of slacked. Honestly, I slacked in trading for a bit. I had a crazy year. I was working in Rapid City, and I flipped my truck 3 times on a highway during a winter storm. Didn't get super hurt, got a little hurt. And then a bunch of other crazy stuff happened in my life. So I kind of took a 6 or 7 month hiatus on being super serious and studying and focusing.
How do you, because you've got a life where you move quite every 3 months, you said to me, how do you manage discipline and consistency in an environment where it's completely unstable and your hours are unstable and everything is unstable? How do you maintain this stability?
That's the hard part. I think that's where I've been the biggest struggle. I talk to Justin in Cyprus about it quite often. Justin's doing amazing, honestly. Back to the previous question, I think that's why I kind of follow some of his footsteps, because he's one of my best friends, but he's also kind of a role model to me in a way, because he's like so dedicated to things. It's like unreal. Like we used to do bodybuilding together when we lived together, and like
I can
his
see.
focus is like out of this world. But then like, so I talk to them all the time about this, but like it's so hard. Like I move every 3 to 6 months, and I've been in this hospital I've been working at now for 4 weeks, and I have to move again. Like I'm moving again Friday, so I have to pack up all my crap, and we just, my wife and I, we just live on the road. So
But you definitely made progress because you're still there and you're still trading every day. So how did you manage this?
so
Is it like a discipline towards yourself? I mean, I
yeah,
guess so.
definitely. So one of the biggest things is, so in the hospital you work like 13-hour shifts roughly. So I try to, every hospital I work at, I try to work every single weekend. So the past like 2.5, 3 years, I've worked every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for about 2.5 years now, and I haven't had a weekend in like a really long time. So that way, Monday through Thursday, I can really focus the market. So I wake up the same day every day, and I wake up at 6 a.m. every single day of the week,
Wow.
even on days I'm off, and then I rinse and repeat. And that's one of the things. It's got to be consistency, because if you're not consistent, especially in the trading game, you're going to get destroyed. And then especially with trading too, like it's never the market's fault. It's no one else's fault. You can put the blame on anybody else, but it's literally always your fault, no matter what. Like I could sit here and cry and say, oh, I don't have my weekends, or I don't have like a life, but you have to dedicate everything in your entire life if you're going to be successful at trading. And I know some people probably have it worse than I do. I have a great job, so I have money I can rely on. Some people, maybe they're working their 40, 50-hour a week job, but maybe they don't get paid as well, and they have to deal with that. So I feel like it's a blessing in a way that I can at least work every weekend to become a successful trader.
So do you think the consistency that you had to apply for learning and becoming a successful trader, do you think this helped you in your personal life as well? Were you consistent in your life? I mean, because you've been doing bodybuilding, so I guess you have certain life rhythm, but did it
Mm-hmm.
help you?
Oh, 100%. Like I was always one of those people. 'Cause I have one of my biggest weaknesses. I get bored very easily. So I would do something like throughout my entire life. Even so, I could just picture as a little kid. I would get hooked on something, like I'm going to play guitar, and then do it half half the work, and then not get, and then do this and this and this. But like with trading, and especially like the psychology that Cypress puts out to people, like it's like changed my life in everything. I work better at my job. I work better at the gym. Like every aspect of my life has improved since joining the CYPRX community. And I owe that a lot to Cypress and steering me and all of our peers in this community into the right direction, because it's a mental game more than anything. Like I feel like trading truthfully could be pretty easy if there was no mental game to it. Like that's the biggest factor I've noticed. And over the years
Yeah,
I've
but
weaknesses.
in this case, you would just become an algorithm. You'll become just a bot, and then you have a margin of mistake as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you remove all the, not the emotion, but all the mental, it's all about psychology. So I love the fact that it's all about mental. It's more mental than anything else. It's like this guy's going to move this pawn this way, this other person's going to move this things this way. That's going to shift everything on this regard, and you just see the mental game that they all plan. That's what I love the most, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the hardest to go over.
Yeah. You have to like change your whole lifestyle, literally everything. When it comes to trading, you have to change literally everything. And if you're surrounding yourself by bad people, you have to just drop them.
Have you lost a lot of people along the way? Because you're lucky your wife is supporting you in your job, so she probably helped you. But
Yeah, my wife is super supportive. Like I lean on her all the time, because trading is so stressful sometimes. You know how it is. But like honestly, I think I've lost people just with travel nursing, because I've been on the road for 5 years, and like people just don't really talk to me anymore. Like the only people that like I've been friends with for years that probably talk to, I probably have like 3 or 4 friends, Justin being one of the biggest ones. Because as sad as it is, like people don't want to see you succeed. Like that's just fact. They want to like blame all of their life issues on somebody else, blame it on the government or whatever it is, all that stuff. But you need to dig deep in yourself and you are the only person that can change your life direction. That's it. Cypress could give me all the information in the world, but if I don't utilize it and bust my butt, like I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm just going to be a broke loser someday. Like, you know.
Do you feel like at the beginning you were using the information but not to the fullest, and now something had clicked, and now you like just reuse the same information but you absorb it much more?
Yeah, like I really do. I think having like with Scalper, institutional Scalper on board with Cypress, like it's like a game changer. Like the delta zones and just different methodologies of both. So I've been trying to combine both strategies to become more successful. And like seeing like all of these students that have been in the community longer than me succeed, it's like it drives me to push harder, like, and just make more sacrifices to become a successful trader.
Is it really a sacrifice when you do that for something, for your own aim and your goal? Is it because I thought of it like, the mental strength that you need to have to go to the gym every day, to eat healthy every day, to wake up every day. At the beginning, yes, it's a bit of a fight, but when you see the results and you see yourself moving forward, it becomes a pleasure. Like I wake up before my alarm. It's like 5:50 and I'm awake and I'm like, let's go. Let's start the day. I'm excited now by the learning journey.
That's true. Like I guess the beginning is more of a sacrifice, but now I feel so much more mentally stern and strong than I was just a few years ago. Like I've grew as such a person in the trading, and I can't wait to see this journey continue. Like I'm not even really trying to trade for money. I guess I am in a way, but like I want to trade for generational wealth for my children. My wife and I are trying to help children, so that's like one of my drives, is to make money for the next generation. Because when I was growing up, I had a very, very hard upbringing, and I want to be able to support my future kids easier. And I want to be able to support my mother, because my mother, she had me at 16 years old. We didn't have anything, like nothing. And I want to be able to have her have a good life in the future, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here at all today. So those are my drivers, my mother, and like thinking about my future children, not even my lifetime. Like I'm comfortable in my life. I don't have like a super nice house or anything crazy, but I'm happy,
That's beautiful. Like money is not the outcome, because I was going to ask you, because you love your job. And if you pass a challenge and you become profitable, you won't stop your job, or would you?
I want to get out of it with I turned 34 on Friday. I did. And I want to get out.
You won the 28 club.
Yeah. I want to get out by the time I'm 40. Like, I love being a nurse. It's a great career, but it's changing into something that I eventually kind of want to like get out of. Like it's so much different from what like people think healthcare is. It's a mess. And it's exhausting. Like it's the only part I enjoy is trying to I like helping people and like helping them cope through the hardest times in their lives. That's what I liked about it. Like,
you know the mess you're in, the manipulation you're in, but you're really doing that for people. Like seeing someone smiling, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
How draining that is. Like because you do a job with mentally and physically draining. Then you go on a market who is like emotionally and mentally draining. How do you recharge yourself, and when? Because if you're not trading, you're working, and you're very active on the group.
Yeah, that's tough. I truthfully think it's leading into your peers and the loved ones around you, because like I don't really I don't know, man. Like I lean into like Justin. He's one of my best friends, my wife, but mainly my wife more, because like he has his stuff. I don't want to like beat him down with like negativity, but like I think even outside of trading, you got to set like one day a week to do something fun in your life. Like that's why I got into photography, and I do a lot of hiking and skiing. Like I love nature and outdoors. So like I spend most of my time doing that. But like right now, this job that my wife and I are living, it's a super small, boring town with like 4,000 people. And I wanted a boring town so I could just literally focus only on trading on my days off. That's it. Like I don't want to
get anything else to do.
Study. That's it.
It's a good rhythm for you, actually, because you don't have the choice.
Yeah.
Have you so when you say study, because you went through the course probably a year ago now, what do you study? Like, do you study the material course every day on the conversation with scalpers? What's studying for you?
So over the past few weeks, I've been like really reading what Scalper has to say. Like because I work, all the weekends, so like I can't look at my phone much there. But like every Monday when I get up, I like read all the 3 days of chats as much as I can. It's like a book every Monday because a lot of people, the group is so active now. It's amazing. And then I usually try to back test a little bit, and then try to like study my psychology. Like I'll download like a new book and try to listen to that. Like I will try to go over my old trading journals, and I've been trying to lately I've been trying to back test to the point where using scalper stuff with information with Cyprus's, and it's starting to very click. Like I've never been so confident in my trading since forever.
I love to hear that. I think I don't know, tell me if I'm wrong, but we learned with CYPRX with like the psychological level, the 100, 500, 800, all this.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to relearn a little bit with deltas, because it's a different strategy. And now I feel the same. Now it's clicking, like now I can make my own strategy, not Cypress, no institutional. I know my identity now in the market, and it helps me to know my identity as well in the world. I don't know if you felt like this as well.
Oh yeah, like I feel like like I said before, I've grown so much, and like my identity is becoming, beyond a nurse, becoming a trader, and that takes so much development in your maturity as just a human in general. Like and over the past 6 to 8 months, I've been trying to really figure out why and what is wrong with my trading, because I've studied the course, I've watched Cyprus's course like 4 times probably, and I think the biggest thing, and I was talking to my wife about this, is I'm afraid. And that's just all there is to it. I'm afraid to take trades. And what I do is I hesitate, and I'll see a setup and I'm like, I know this is good, but I'm not going to take it because I'm afraid it's not perfect. And then
what are you scared of? Are you scared of yourself? Are you scared that, what are you scared of?
Like, so I was trying to figure that out. So there's a few factors. So in the hospital, if I screw something up, someone dies. So I think I have this like mentality of, I can't screw this up. But then this is just money, and it's not even like a lot of money. We're obviously not playing with a lot of money right now. It's a challenge, or this or that. And if I lose, it's not a big deal. So I need to learn that it's not a big deal to lose. And another thing is I hate, like more than anything, I hate like letting myself down, and I hate letting other people down. And I know even if I lose a trade, it doesn't affect anybody else but me. But I feel like I'm letting like my community down. Like I've been here for quite a while, and I think that's one of the biggest things. Like in a group, like I always like helping everybody. Like if I have the time, I love to help as many people as possible. So I hate letting people down. So I think that's a factor. So Scalper, I reached out to him and Cyprus, and they said just take smaller lot sizes. So I've been trading like, less than 0.5%, maybe like 0.3% on trades, and it's giving me the confidence to get in the trades. If that makes sense.
Because you risk less.
Yeah, and it's like that gives me a chance. Like, let's say I lose one trade, maybe I could take one more later because I didn't risk that much. Because I think, and another thing is, since I was trying to risk like 1%, which isn't like a lot. It's not a ton, but if you lose 3 trades, you lose your challenge. So I think with that, like I'm trying to risk 1% and get a 1 to 5 pass my challenge on 1 trade or 2 trades, and that's just not feasible. So if I do these small trades and I've developed this skill and I could see this bell curve, then it's just going to be more successful in the long run. Because if I can make consistent $300 trades, I can make.
When did you realize that? By talking to the mentors?
Yeah, my mentors and my wife. My wife was my backbone, but I was trying to figure out what is causing me fear. Because I've read Trading in the Zone a few times, listened to it a few times. I've listened to a bunch of other psychology books, and like I think I dialed it down as like it's a fear mechanism, which I'm not really afraid of like much in life. So it's like silly that like I'm afraid of losing a couple $100, but I don't even think it's about that. I think it's about like letting other people down around me,
And so
And it's
how
kind
did
of
you
weird.
manage, like lower the stop lot, lower the lot size, and you feel free now?
Yeah, I feel a lot better. Like I feel so much more confident. Like, and what I was doing is I would have this fear complex, and I would skip a trade and skip a trade and skip a trade. Then I would just take something stupid, like a stupid trade, just out of like frustration of missing all these trades. Because half the time I would skip this trade, it would work out. I would see the market go up, and I just be like,
And then you want to enter on a higher high,
yeah,
and you're like, "Fuck!"
yeah. So if I could figure out this fear thing completely, and then I think my trading will just go leaps and bounds. So it's obviously a developmental process, but I think as a new trader, I think everybody has a different weakness.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to find their weakness. I think people should, if they're not successful in trading, they should sit down and really think deeply, like, what is wrong with my psychology? It could be, there's a ton of people have greed, fear, lack of confidence. You need to
Too
figure out
much ego.
why you have that and develop that into a strength in the long run. And then I think that's going to be a game changer.
And so you changed that, and you made it into a much more comfortable approach for yourself to trade. But did this fear? I mean, you say you don't have much fear in your life, but this fear management help you in your personal life as well?
Yeah, like I've never been really fearful in life as an adult. So it's weird. Like I could be in a code blue where someone's dying and I'm doing CPR and I am super calm. I'm like a team leader in there. I'm trying to, get all the medications and everything
Save
going to
life.
save the patient's life. And I'm calm and everybody's running around frantically. But with trading, for some weird reason, I just can't stay calm, which is mind blowing. Like trading is harder than saving someone's life. It's like the wildest experience.
That's interesting. Maybe because you don't have the life or death on trading, so you don't take it as you're not as cold blooded as at
Yeah,
work.
that's
Who
true.
knows? Who
So I got to
knows?
figure that out. Then once I figure that out completely, I know like I'm gonna just pass challenges left and right.
Yeah, but it's like you said, you did 90% of the job now. You got the psychology, you got the mental strength. The challenge is it's not that it's not even excited. It's like it will be good to be done, but
Hmm.
it would just be like a final fruit of your hard labor of
Hmm.
everything you learned throughout life. Do you think you've been accomplished any goal since you started CyPrX in your personal journey, or did it bring you closer to one of your goals?
I think one of like the biggest goal, like I said, for the psychology of things, like just getting my life more habitual. Because my brain was just all over the place most of the time. Like I would do one task and then do something else and get into some other hobby, and it would never stay super consistent. So that's the consistency of just the trading lifestyle has made me consistent with everything in life, like leaps and bounds.
And
And
less is more. Yeah.
and it's also helped cure like some people like get anxious in life or maybe depressed or things like that. It's like I've never been like that anxious of a person, but it's even fixed those minor attributes in that, because like I realize if I can do this trading, I can literally do anything. Nothing's in my way.
For sure, because trading is one of the hardest things, because
Oh,
you're one of the hardest humans. So if you master yourself, you can master anything. So
yeah.
so that's the beauty of trading, and it's very creative as well, because you are a photographer. So do you see the creative side in trading, or am I the
Yeah,
only one?
no, it's definitely creative, because if it wasn't creative, there'd only be one way to trade, and there's a million ways to trade. Like beyond even scalper and Cypress's trading, there's a million other successful people in the world that trade differently. So that's like the art behind it. These silly little candlesticks show a story, and once you can crack the code to that story, you can become a millionaire. And it's little lines. It's crazy. These little lines and bars are in the way from you making millions. You have to learn how to crack that code, and
It's like
that's
binary
really,
code. It's like
yeah.
everything.
It's pretty amazing. Like I remember like when I was messing around with charts before Cypress. Just I was like, this is so easy. And I remember like I was trading options or options during COVID. And that was the stupidest thing in the world. Like I lost like my whole paycheck in like a week because I had all these dumb support and resistance lines and stuff. Oh, my wife was so mad. But yeah, so
How
thankfully,
much
just
money? I lost money as well. Trust me.
yeah.
We all did. What's the thing you're the most? I mean, you say the consistency, but throughout your, what's the thing you're the proudest? Like the thing that you're really proud about since you starting this Web3 journey?
Like proudest about trading or just life in general?
Life in general.
Honestly, one of the proudest moments of my life is when I became a nurse. You know, like I have 2 college degrees. I have a degree in exercise science and nutrition, and I went back to nursing school. Like I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. Like college is a scam, in my opinion, overall. So because most degrees you can't do crap with. It's just the truth. And I didn't know what to do with my life. You know, I was broke, depressed. You know, and I
That's
found that
always
I could do travel nursing, and I've never been able to do anything in my entire life. Like I'm from a small town, didn't have any money, and I went to nursing school, and I had to pay for it out of pocket. No one else could help me. I worked the entire time. I remember, in nursing school to be able to pay for my bills, I became a nurse assistant, and I worked 17 12-hour shifts in a row with a few 16-hour shifts, and I would sleep in my car in the parking lot and then shower at the hospital and go back into work. That's what I would do during winter break so I could continue nursing school.
wow.
But you have to just stay dedicated because, like I said before, I could have just quit. I could have cried. I could have just, did nothing with my life. But I put my foot in the ground and I busted my ass, to become a nurse. And that's like, and the reason I was so proud of that moment too is that. But like my mother, she cried in my ceremony because I'm the first person in my family that's ever went to college, so and actually became successful. So
That's
that
so
really
good.
want to like
Do you
keep bringing.
feel like because you got access to this knowledge, you carry a bit of responsibility for people around you?
Yeah, I try to like the random people around me, like at work and stuff, like coworkers and stuff. I try to explain to them about DeFi, and I try to tell them about crypto and trading. And sadly, they just all think I'm crazy. You know, they're like, "That's impossible." Like, and people just don't get it because we're trapped in this this. Most people are just trapped in this mental prison cell of the mainstream media. Everything we see, do, and think is owned by like 5 people, and whatever they want to put out there is true because you can't find the truth anywhere. So I think that's why people are just in this bubble of just nothingness, and it's sad. And I try to get them
That's
out of it, and they're like, "That's dumb." I'm like, "All right, have fun working till you're 80."
That's dumb. Or when they say, "Yeah, maybe later." What would you say to someone who could maybe watch this video one day and maybe think about trading or think about investing? And what would you tell them to get them on board?
I think if you were trying to get in, like, I feel like investing is a lot more simplified, but if you're trying to get into trading, you need to get ready, mentally prepare yourself, for the hardest fight of your life. You have to dedicate your entire life to it. But you could go from rag to riches with trading, especially with prop firm challenges. There's so many success stories out there where people were basically homeless and now they're multimillionaires trading. It does happen. Even if you heard Cypress's story, Cypress's story is super influential, and anybody can do it. You have to put the time in. You have to make sacrifice in the beginning to build your psychology up, to become a stronger person in life in general. And then after you can get past the facade that these elites put on us, and then your eyes will just open up. I used to fall into that trap of this, the rat race, for people. I believed all that stuff, but now I'm really like, during COVID is what really changed the way I think about.
Well, you were right in the middle, so of
Yeah,
course.
it really opened my eyes. It changed that. That's one of the parts that changed my entire life mentally, is what I saw during COVID. Like it kind of infuriated me what was happening.
Wow.
I know it's going on a tangent again, but
Where were you at this time?
so I was at the first hospital COVID started out in the United States in Seattle, That's where I started
Wow.
off. But I worked at
So
like
busy.
8 to 15 hospitals during the period, like all over the place. So
The
it was very,
frustration, I would be very frustrated, but I mean, you get a lot of joy as well from all the people that you help, of course.
yeah.
But all the information that we got from this community and the understanding of the world and everything, and then it's a snowball effect of knowledge after you tap into more and more things. But it might be very challenging for you mentally
Hmm.
to battle two sides because you're for it, but you're against it as well. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing. Like I love taking care of people in the hospital, but like what I saw was happening from like the mainstream side of things, like media side of things, and what was happening. Like I just simply put, like the people that politicize COVID are evil. Like that's just all there is to it. Like I have
there's no other
thousands
way.
of stories of crazy stuff that happened that shouldn't have happened, and it just infuriated me. And that's what got me going down the rabbit hole of escaping the rat race of people that are blind by everything.
But that's why Cyprus was saying, I think they made a terrible mistake with COVID for
Hmm.
all the smart people
Yeah.
because he walks up a bunch of people 2022 2020 they were like, what's going on? And so many people tapped into crypto or trading just after that
Hmm.
or during that.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people tapped into trading, and especially with all like the free money people were getting. But uh, yeah, I think it opened a lot of people's eyes up. You even see it more today than ever.
Yeah,
Even post COVID, I've never seen more people that are trying to understand the mirage that the media has put on us for the past 50, 60 years. People are more awake than ever. So it makes me wonder, like, what are they going to do next to get people back in line as a black swan event?
yeah, I mean they will always try it, but you can't go against a general energy. You see it everywhere. People are waking up like it's popping like flowers.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a moment where we're going to be outnumbered. I mean, they're going to be outnumbered, and I,
I
I
would.
have I have a lot of hope. I hope I can have hope. That's more about that.
It's pretty much all you can do with that. Hope and faith.
And strategy.
Yeah, and strategy.
And strategy, because hope and faith doesn't pay your bills. Right. That's
Yeah.
good. Do you have anything that you would like to say to Cyprus? I mean, you're always in contact with them, but if they watch your interview, do you want to pass a little word to them?
Well, I would like to thank Cyprus first. Like, beyond like trading, Cyprus has changed my life in so many different ways. I've become such a more mature person, and I developed my mental strength like leaps and bounds, and that's amazing. It's like such a blessing to be able to have that Cyprus have been able to give that to me, and because I was like weaning for like mental strength for so long, and like Cyprus just keyed into that so well and just changed my entire life. It's been the biggest blessing, and I can't wait to see where this takes me in the future and this entire community. And then with Scalper on board, he's I've never heard him talk before, but like the amount of times he spends with the community and typing and messaging just all day, I don't know how he does it. It's so impressive, and you can just tell how good of a human being he is as well. And I
Yeah.
also thank one of my best friends, Justin, for getting me into the community. And we've been like a team through this throughout the years, because we've been in Cyprus for a couple of years now. He'll have his ruts and he'll reach out to me, and sometimes I'll have my ruts, and you know, I'll reach out to him, back and forth, and we've helped each other so much. So that Justin as
I
well.
love Justin. I
Yeah,
love
he's a
I
great
love
guy.
that guy. He's a great dude. I just want to touch up on something that you said, which is really cute. But you said Cyprus helped you having the mental strength to in life that you didn't have. I mean, don't undervalue yourself either, because, like you say, you went to college, you passed two exams, like you had a lot of mental strength. It helped you maybe directing this strength. Maybe you didn't know where to put it, but
Yeah,
have it.
that makes more sense. Yeah, because like that is true. Like I am definitely mentally strong. I just didn't know what to do with my life. Like I feel like I needed guidance to throw me into a direction for the long term future. Like I think that would make more sense, a more positive outlook of it.
Definitely. I think a lot of us in the community relate to this. Like we didn't know where to long term go, and he gave to so many people purpose and hope and a vision in the future. Like I'm talking to loads of members from the community, and everyone had different background, different age, different money situation, and everyone has hope now thanks to this community and the support of each other's and how we can learn from each other in that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are growing. The community is growing so fast, and there's so many successful people, which it just makes me happy to see people succeed. I just keep seeing people pass their challenges. It's amazing, and that's one thing that's great about this community is like I feel like a lot of other communities out there, people get like jealous, of someone doing well, but here we're all like supporting each other. We're so proud of whoever passes a challenge, or so proud of whoever makes money. Like that's the best part about this community. There's no like jealousy. I don't think.
Now it just keeps you in check. You're like, this guy did it, I can do it. It just keeps you
Yeah.
driven.
Exactly. And you see Scalper post all these like $17,000 trades and stuff. And then Cypress will be like, yeah, I'm going to do nothing today. And he'll post like a $5,000 or $6,000 trade. And it's just like, it inspires me to just work harder because I know if they can do it, I can do it,
And they share the knowledge that they apply it every day. So that's it.
And I also love hearing, how they became successful because, they had to start somewhere, they weren't making, $10,000 trades, their first week. They had to go through the trials and tribulations to become successful. And if they could do all of those things, then I can.
I wanna get them on the podcast, but not to interview them as a mentors and just to really interview them and how they start their journey, why they're mentor, why they're helping people, the strength, what they're learning from us, well, all that, because it would be good to know a bit more about them.
That'd be amazing. Yeah, I would love to hear. Like, because I'm pretty familiar with Cypress now. I've been around for a long time, but Scalper's a mystery. He's like
Will remain a mystery, I think. Yeah.
But yeah.
But maybe I can get his voice. I can ask him questions and get his voice. Yeah, that would be wicked. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate. Do you want to add anything? Do you want to say anything? Do you want to ask anything?
So I just think whoever is out there listening is you should definitely look into this Cypress's class and courses and the Wealth 28 Club that's new, because it could change your life. It's pretty much it. So
he changed mine, and he changed all the people I interviewed. So yeah, it's beautiful. It's such a great community, and it's funny to meet you officially because we started at the same time, and 2-3 years later we're still there, and now I can put a face on your name a bit more.
yeah, it was awesome doing this. I'd like to do them more in the future. I just got to get better at staying on track.
That's okay. I think I'm going to try to even if I don't have anyone new, I will interview someone that we already had a chat, or group each other together, or try some more, a bit more spiritual toward. I mean, I don't know. I want to try a spiritual bit direction for people who needs a bit of help to reconnect with themselves or learn who they are or things like that. Because if you don't know who you are, it's difficult to become a good trader. So that would be good to see people on there. But thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you very soon.
Yeah, see you. Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a good day. I don't know how to close it.